Hello, guys. I have over 15 years of experience in the real estate industry, and I am trying to decide where I should go next in my career. I have heavily considered being a loan officer, a real estate attorney, or a real estate agent. And right now, I am going over a practice real estate exam to see if perhaps this is for me. So I will be doing videos where I'm going over questions and scenarios regarding being a real estate agent. So I'm going to go over some fair housing terms. The first one I want to go over is called block busting. And this is the illegal practice in which licensees or like a real estate licensees or perhaps a loan officer, but any type of licensee, or others encourage homeowners to sell because of an influx or expected influx of minorities in a particular area. This is also known as panic selling and panic peddling. So this actually takes me back to my childhood neighborhood. At one point, I realized that several years after I had graduated from high school, the majority of the people in my neighborhood, they were white. And all of a sudden, all these for sale signs started going up. So I had to double check to see if this block busting is the same as white flight, you know. But yeah, all just about all the white people started selling out. And I wonder, like, who's going to replace them? Because I was the only black person on my street, and then there was one Hispanic person on my street, and then the rest of the people were white in my childhood neighborhood. So, come to find out, when the white people sold their houses, Hispanics bought into the neighborhood. So maybe white people got wind that, hey, it's going to be an influx of Hispanic people moving into this community. So they all sold their homes, just about. Those who could afford to move, or those who were like, I guess I'm just too old, or my house is, you know, paid for and I just don't want to move. I've been here for so many years. It could be different factors as for why, you know, the other white people didn't move, why they decided to stay. Maybe they just love the neighborhood so much and they just didn't want to leave, or they just didn't want to participate in that block busting, if it was a block busting. But yeah, so be aware of that term, block busting, if you're going to do the exam, because it is an illegal practice. No licensed professional or others are supposed to encourage homeowners to sell the home because of an influx or expected influx of minorities in the area. So just keep that in mind when you are doing your exam. This is part of the housing question. It is the illegal practice in which licensees or other encourage homeowners to sell because of an influx or expected influx of minorities into a particular area or into an area. And it is also AKA known as panic selling and panic peddling. The next term I want to talk about is steering, and steering is the illegal practice of channeling home seekers to a certain area. This is where, like, a real estate agent may counsel their clients into buying in a particular neighborhood or town based on their race. Or the real estate agent may not show, clients all of the relevant home options based on their race. And this can restrict the purchasing power of choice for homeowners. The next term I want to talk about is redlining. Many of you have probably heard of this term. I first heard of it when I was in high school. I think I took government or economics or history. I don't think it was history, probably government. That's why I first heard the term. It was either government or economics. in high school, redlining. And it is a term that has stuck with me ever since. So, redlining is the illegal practice involving the flat out denial, just simply refusing financial or real estate due to race, national origin, etc. The Civil Rights Act of 1866, many of you may have heard of this or you may be familiar with it because you probably learned it in high school, you took it in history class. So basically, the Civil Rights Act of 1866 prohibits discrimination based on race. Civil Rights Act Title 8 of 1968. This is like an addendum to the Civil Rights Act of 1968. It basically prohibits discrimination in the sale, rental, and financing of dwellings and in other housing transactions due to color, race, religion, or national origin.